Hey everyone, and welcome back to Budget with Alicia. I am trying to do a different setup today where you're more like on top instead of from the side. So let me know if you like this camera angle better. But we're going to be doing a couple of different things today. We're going to do a cash envelope stuffing, and then we're also going to do my check-in because as of Canada Day, so July 1st, if you're not in Canada, that was my second year anniversary of starting my financial journey. So I wanted to kind of go over what I've saved now, what my investments are at now, what my net worth is, all that kind of stuff after 2 years of saving and also and paying off debt as well. And actually kind of go over everything in case you're new and haven't been following me from the beginning of my journey. So before we get into that, we have our change from the last 2 weeks. It's not too much, but we're going to put that in there first, and then we'll get started on the cash envelopes. So there's all the change. Also, I did put a poll up on my Instagram. So if you're not already following my Instagram, make sure to go follow me. It's Budget with Alicia on Instagram as well. About whether or not I should empty these and count these for my 2-year anniversary or wait until they're full. They're a little over half full now. Like, they're very big. They're super heavy. Like, they don't look very big, but they're big cans. And they're so heavy. So I really wanted to, but I think I'm going to wait until they're totally full. So hopefully by the end of the year, but we'll see. I don't use a ton of cash. I only have cash for a couple of different things. So I don't accumulate a lot of cash each pay period. So they do fill up slowly, but, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say about that. But make sure to follow me on Instagram so that you don't miss any of my polls or my posts and different things like that. So we'll move these guys out of the way. And we will count what we are stuffing today. So we are stuffing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, $400 this pay period. Get these set up here. We're going to see how things go with how I need to set them up here because I haven't done them from the top before, so the camera angle's a little different, but that should be okay there. And we will get started on the cash envelopes first. So the first cash envelope is groceries, and groceries is going to get $60 this pay period, which is normal. So 20, 40, 60. Next is eating out, and it's going to get 50. $20, $40, $50. And then next is gas. So for my gas, I have been not contributing it to, or in cash, sorry, lost my train of thought. I haven't been getting it out in cash just because it's easier to pay at the pump, and I don't overspend on gas. I only get it once every 2 weeks. So I've been leaving that in there, but that is $60. And then the last one is spending, which is going to be $10. So there's 10. Now we may end up having some issues because I do not have very many small bills. So I'm hoping when we do our cash envelopes that I can exchange some bills as we go along. So hopefully we don't get ourselves messed up. But we'll see how things go. I should have done this ahead of time, but I didn't. So the first cash or sinking fund is rent, and rent is going to get $100. I don't really count this as a sinking fund, but 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So there should be 220 in here now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2. What? 20, 40. Oh, sorry, it was supposed to be 220 or 120. I mean, not 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20. All right, and the next one is gifts. And it's going to get $10. And I already can't do it. My life is a disaster. Okay, let's move on from gifts and just see if we can get some of these with change in here. So we can do the Christmas because Christmas is $20. So that's totally fine. So it should be $305. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 305. If I have to, I'll go into my treat yourself to get some smaller bills, but I'm hoping I don't have to. Because I do have some in here in the one that I just saved, but it's kind of hard to get open, so I'm hoping I don't have to. So next is Christmas giving, which is $10, and I'm hoping that there's a 10 in here. There is. Okay. So it's 10. So 0702 plus 10 will break it to 150. And I'll take this 10 out and put this 20 in. So we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150. Next is clothing, which is going to get $10, and I'm hoping that there's a 10 in here. There isn't. Okay. So we will use this 10 we have. And there's just a 20 in here already, so there's 30. Next is my birthday, which should have some smaller bills in it. And it is getting $10, but I have 10 already in here, 2 5s. So we'll go 07. So we'll leave those 2 5s out here, and we'll get just this 120. Next is shopping trip, which is going to get 20, sorry. So that's fine, we can do that. I'm actually to my $500 goal for shopping trip, but I decided to put a little bit of extra money in here. So I'm going to put $20 in here. So it should be 520. So 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 520. Good. Next is car maintenance. I am going to get some stuff done with my car. I'm getting my winter tires taken off. I'm getting an oil change and a bunch of stuff. So I put a little bit extra in here this time, and we're going to do $40. So it should be at $420. We got 100, 200, 50, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 420. Okay. Next is my license sticker, which needs 10, so we got 20. Perfect. And then finally we have to go back to gifts, because gifts gets 10. And it had 140, so 10, so it should be 150. So we can take the two 10s out of here. And we have 100, 20, 40, 45, 50. Losing my mind here. So 150 is in gifts. Now, this is what's left over is for my challenge envelope, which I don't have. Just one second. So here's my challenge envelope, and for July paycheck 1, we are putting $10 or $30 in here, which is what we have left over here. And then we also have to break this into 2 sections. So what I'm going to do is take these two that make 10 and just put half, because what I do is this is what's left over from my cash envelopes for the last pay period, and I always split it 50-50 between putting it in a sinking fund of my choice and putting 50% in this envelope. So I have to put 10 in here and 10 into a sinking fund of my choice. So I'm just going to break that up and put the $40 like that, and we're just going to put that my leftover was 10, or 50% of my leftover was 10. So we have the $40 in there now, which is perfect. And while we're talking about that, so we got that perfect, and then we have the $10 left over, and I'm going to put this in my Taylor Swift fund just because I didn't fund it this time. So we're going to put it in here, which is currently at 85, so is 95. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95. So that is all of the sinking funds. So now what we're gonna do is go over what my saving looks like for the past year. So here is my check-in. Move this out of the way a little bit. So here's my 2-year check-in sheet. So for savings, my savings is currently at $13,255.41. Now this includes my sinking funds, my electronic sinking funds that I have, which is just a couple of them, my emergency fund, and my whatever's in my checking account right now, and whatever was in my my other savings account that I have. So all that together equals the $13,255.41. Everything pretty much except for my investment account. So my investment account currently has $6,844.73. I do not have any debt. I paid off my debt just over or just less than a year ago. It was like mid-July that I paid it off in full. So I don't have any debt right now at all. And then my net worth currently beat out 20,000, just over 20,000, which is super, super exciting. This doesn't include any like my car or anything. I didn't include that. It's just these two added together basically is what that is. So it's just like my liquid cash basically that I'm including for my net worth. So it would be a little bit more if I included my car and a couple of other like valuables, but we're not including those. I will link down below my check-in from last year because I believe my net worth was about 6,000 at that time, and I still had about $2,000 left to pay off on my debt. But I will link it down below if you want to watch it and see what the difference is between the two. And what I also wanted to say, for anybody who's new and hasn't been following me for very long, basically I started in July 1st of 2019. I had about 18,000 worth of debt. I can't remember the exact number. Actually, I think it was technically less than that by the time I started like focusing on it. I think it was a little bit less than that. It's on my Instagram bio. You can check it out there, or you can see it in the video that I'll link down below. But I had whatever it was, I can't remember now. I think it was like almost 8,000 and then almost 9,000. So it was like somewhere around there. At that time, and I had like very minimal savings, pretty much nothing. I had $1,000 for my emergency fund, which I started ahead of time. I believe it was just like my tax refund that I used as my $1,000 emergency fund at that time, and basically just started from there. Just over a year later, I had all my debt paid off, which was amazing. And now I've been working on just saving and being like prioritizing my money into the best places possible. Now, one thing I do want to mention, this money here does not include the my cash jars at all, because I have no idea what is in these two. So it doesn't include these. It doesn't include this because I just throw random money in here when I receive it. So it doesn't include what's in here because I have no idea what's in here either. And it doesn't include what's in my challenge envelopes because I don't know what's in them either. So there's one for each pay period throughout the year so far. And I don't know what's in them. So I didn't include these either. So I'm probably, I would have to just venture to guess that I would say that my net worth is probably more like 600, 700. I honestly have no idea, but it'll be a little bit over 20,000. I don't think it would be quite 21,000, but I honestly could be wrong. I really don't know how much change is in those change things. I've been using this same these two change jars since I started my journey 2 years ago. So they are really heavy. They're just not full yet. So there could be a few $100s in them. I'm not really sure. And then in here, I would think that there's probably like maybe like $150 maybe. Like it's mostly fives, so I don't think it's a ton of money. And then for these, like I really don't know because it just depended on what 50% of the leftover money was. Sometimes it's like $5 and sometimes it's $30. It honestly depends. And then there was like a distinct amount, which was roughly like between 25 and 35 each pay period that was set aside for that. So it honestly just depends. So I'm not really sure. So I'm just basing it on what I do actually have. So whenever the day comes that I actually use those, like this is kind of like free money. If I ever wanted to open it and use it for something, I totally can. I just haven't because I like the look of it when it's full, obviously, but I don't put a lot of money in it either. So just kind of depends. But yeah, so that is this week's video. If you have any questions or have any ideas for videos or anything at all, just let me know. You can either DM me on Instagram or you can comment down below, and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any new uploads. Okay, so I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. I also wanted to apologize, quickly, because I haven't done a video in a couple of pay periods because I was switching over to a new phone and a bunch of stupid stuff, and my old phone like wouldn't let me record anything anymore because it was so full. So now we should be back to normal. I have my new phone now and everything, so we should be good to go on that. Anyway, so I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.